This video is sponsored by Ease US. Due to my last two videos, some people got the impression that I'm some super Apple fanboy or some Apple sheep, and that's just not the case. I feel like I was pretty objective, but it did, however, give me an idea for a new series. What I want from Apple in 2019. And this first episode is going to focus on the iPhone 11 or the 2019 iPhone. We don't really know what it's going to be named, but whatever it is, I hope the naming scheme isn't complicated. According to both CNET and The Verge, Apple will be releasing 3 new iPhones in the year 2019, one of which will be sporting a 3-rear camera system. Now, as someone who really cares about cameras, this just doesn't do it for me. I feel like Apple got a lot right with the iPhone XR, and just to put it out there, this is what I want from the new iPhone. So topping off the list, the first thing that I want is the camera from the iPhone XR. That thing is incredible. In fact, I've got a video coming out showcasing exactly what you can do with it, coming up with a brand that I partnered with. So if you're interested in seeing something like that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, shameless plug. No, but seriously, if you really want to learn how to maximize the use of your XR camera, watch that video or wait for it soon. Next, I would want a high resolution LCD display. That's right, I'm fine with not having an OLED display. It's okay. But no, seriously, Apple really did prove that you can still make a great display utilizing LCD in 2019 or late 2018, whatever. And the reason why I would sacrifice OLED is because I know that the price is just too high, and I'm not ready to spend $1,000 on a phone. It's just not going to happen, and I feel like that is a steep barrier to entry for a lot of people. Next, of course, I would want the A12 processor, or you could even throw in the latest one. I don't know if they're superstitious and they're going to make the A13, but whatever the latest processor is, I honestly trust Apple. I mean, have you seen the Bionic chip in the iPad Pro? I mean, that thing is... So essentially a fast processor. And as far as aesthetics go, I actually dug up these pretty cool renderings from Reddit. Now, if you look at these renderings, they look really cool, but notice that they are both bezel-less and notchless, meaning that there is no front-facing camera. Now, last month I conducted a poll on both my Twitter and in my community tab, which reminds me, if you're not following me on Twitter, what's wrong with you? But in that poll, I asked, how often do you use your front-facing camera? And surprisingly, the majority of people said seldom to never. So that begs the question, would you sacrifice a front-facing camera in the name of aesthetics? Now, me personally, I can answer that question quickly. The answer is yes. I don't use my front-facing camera nearly enough, and I know exactly what I'd be sacrificing. I'd be losing FaceTime, I'd be using, of course, the ability to take a selfie at least easily, the ability to use it as a mirror. But regardless, I love the look of no bezels. I think it looks incredible. So for all of you super Apple lovers, I have a question for you. Would you sacrifice a front-facing camera for no bezels and no notches? And for those of you who aren't Apple lovers, same question to you regarding any phone. Would you buy a phone that doesn't have a front-facing camera? One other thing that I don't see anybody talk about regarding Apple is iCloud storage. That's one thing that I would love to see increased. I mean, there's so many other services that offer unlimited storage when it comes to cloud-based computing. But there's nothing worse when you want something that you don't have. Which brings us to our sponsor, Ease US. Ease US is a company that specializes in data recovery for Windows, Mac, Android, and even iOS for its over 10 million customers. They offer a 30-day money-back guarantee and free tech support, as they have been doing for over 14 years. Links will be in the description below. So the final thing that I'd like to see in the 2019 iPhone is a more reasonable price. I feel like $1,000 is just too much. I touched on it earlier. I would never spend that much, but I feel like a lot of people are like that as well. A lot of people wouldn't spend $1,000 on a cell phone. Some of you might. Some of you might think that there's nothing wrong with that, but I think Apple sales would differ with you. And what they do about that in the future, we'll see. They've already started marketing the iPhone XR at being $449 with the trade-in and whatever, but that's how they market it. They market it as cheaper because I feel like they understand that at that price point, people just tune out. So that just about wraps up everything that I'd like to see in the new iPhone. What would you like to see? I mean, fight it out in the comments. Punch a Samsung night. Go crazy. As always, it's been Dop.